typically speaking, Hollywood and the military have had a close and profitable relationship. With movies like Top Gun, The Longest Day, Kelly's Heroes, war has been used as a setting for action and adventure. Well, it's true that more than a few movies like The Deer Hunter, Platoon have shown the darker side of war. None were as brutal as Saving Private Ryan, the 1998 World War II film directed by Steven Spielberg. This movie showed war for what it really is: violent, bloody, and cruel. And what I like about this movie is that Steven Spielberg holds nothing back. This is incredibly violent, very bloody, and as graphic as any war film that had been seen up to that point. I mean, you've got body parts flying everywhere. You've got, at one point you see a young soldier screaming for his mother while, his intestines are lying out beside him. I mean, this is, a heart-wrenching and absolutely devastating movie. The opening scene on the Omaha beach landing is as intense and as graphic as any movie, even to this day, that I've ever seen. Like, not even Hacksaw Ridge or Black Hawk Down haven't made as much of an impact as anything in Saving Private Ryan. So once the Omaha beach scene is over, which takes up about half an hour, some of the scenes have even been filmed by Spielberg himself, the movie gets into the real meat of the story, which is where a squad of army soldiers have been sent in deep into enemy territory to find one soldier whose three brothers have been killed, and the government higher-ups have sent them to find him and bring him back home to spare his mother even more grief. But the interesting part about this movie is that despite, Spielberg's, initial, decision to present this film as some sort of like boy's life adventure, he questions the morality and the wisdom of such a mission where 8 men are risking their lives for one other man that they don't even know. And they realize that the mission they're going on is essentially a lie. And it basically deconstructs all these Hollywood, myths of, patriotism and, doing your duty and all that stuff. And they take that very seriously, don't get me wrong, but they question what that actually means. And that's what makes this film so, fascinating and impactful. And it's a great movie. It's a definite 4 out of 4, but this is not a movie you're going to want to watch, like, spur of the moment Friday night, It's not that kind of a movie. It's one of those movies, one of those rare movies that just, like, hits you like a freight train and just keeps running over you. It's a great movie, don't get me wrong, but it's intense.
Yeah, it is. This is actually my favorite war movie.
Mine too.
Much like Goodfellas is like the perfect mob movie.
I'd go for The Godfather on that, but Goodfellas is very good.
Well, I would go Godfather 1 and 2 together. There's more movie there, and yes, better. But as far as just one, everything.
But let's talk about Saving Private Ryan.
I know. Okay, yes, I'm getting off track. But as far as but to me, it's a perfect war movie. I don't think you can top the opening scene.
Oh yeah,
which you mentioned. It's so intense, and not only is it intense, but at the same time you understand what is happening.
Oh yeah,
with the battle, where they're moving, where they're going,
what they're doing, why they're doing,
yes.
what they're doing,
and
the unpredictability of it. You see people who are alive 1 second and then they're gone.
Yeah.
And you see underwater, bodies are being torn apart like tissue paper. Yeah. And it's bloody, it's violent, it's cruel. I mean, yeah, there's adrenaline, but it's terrifying. It's absolutely terrifying.
It's it's scary watching it. You
You
put
get
it in there.
that sinking feeling in your stomach, like why? This is just like watching a nightmare.
Yeah.
And the performances are great. Tom Hanks is always good, but they're not showing. They understand this is a movie about ideas, and the morality, the wisdom, like how do you weigh human life? Basically it deconstructs all these myths about the war, the colorful, comrades, the duty above all else, and it's not like John Wayne who's just like follow me, man, and just like racing down the hill, firing bullets and just decimating the enemies. I mean, it's about trying to do the right thing while not getting killed, and people are scared. People are
well, at the same
not
time,
wanting to do it for very good reasons.
Right. Yeah. It's a very honest and critical look at war, but at the same time, I want to point out that it's also highly, it's very respectful to the men who fought the war.
Oh yeah.
Above else, it doesn't place blame on them. It doesn't try to paint them out to be bad people because
they commit murder
because of what they have to do. They have to do some horrible things. And I do also really appreciate that he also gives there's storyline elements without, because you really can't give anything away here, that also bring back and do show that the enemy was still an evil enemy that we were fighting. War is horrible and not fair for either side.
Right.
There are people in there, but we also were fighting evil people, and that is done. Right. That is done in the most powerful of ways with one of the main characters.
And this is the guy who made Schindler's List.
Yeah.
Which was almost the ultimate depiction of human evil.
Yes. Right.
Right,
yeah.
But it asks, but in doing so, in asking these questions about morality, ethics, weighing human life, it is respectful of soldiers, but it asks us it in such a way that's not critical of people who have done it. It asks us, about war as an idea, not about like, can we do it? How can I, would I be able to do some of these things? Would I be able to do what needs to be done? And would I be able to shoot someone and kill them, for any reason? And, would I be able to risk my life, or seriously risk my life for someone else? I mean, you hear a lot of these, stories of heroism, like Medal of Honor, like, soldiers who get, the Medal of Honor, and stuff like that. But this makes us ask, like, ourselves, would we be able to do this, and what is the right thing to do? And there's one point where Tom Hanks says something that's really key. We're not here to do the right thing. We're here to follow orders. So it asks us that question, like, is it better to do the right thing or to just follow orders, in the face of logic and common sense? And it's very, very, intelligent and honest and hard to watch. It's one of the most difficult movies to watch, but for everyone who makes the effort, it's well worth it.
Yeah. And I say it challenged. So like you mentioned, it was challenging you. Okay, they're on this mission to save this one guy. How's that fair to all these guys?
Right.
How's his life more important because he had the unfortunate
exactly
brothers being killed. But then, and I think most people watching that 100% agree. And it's like, and you're like, I feel that. And then when Matt Damon's character is introduced into the film, and he becomes a part of that group, and then also with what happens at the very, very end of the movie, it challenges you back to say,
was it worth it?
Was it worth it both ways? So you can see it's it's and emotionally it's such a roller coaster. In the opening scene where you said you have all these people dying and you don't know they are, it's heart wrenching, but they're dying so quickly. And then you contrast that the rest of the movie, you really get to know these
people.
these soldiers.
And he did, what I like about that is that Spielberg plays them very, very realistically. They're not like some sort of quirky, colorful, characters that'll just like be fun to go on an adventure on. They're scared. They're not wanting to do this. They're allowed to have these human emotions, these doubts, and it's not like some sort of like Shakespearean inner turmoil. They're just like, I don't want to do this. What is the point of me risking my life for some other guy?
Right.
Why the 8 of us for one other guy? And it asks these questions, take them seriously. And you mentioned it is respectful to the people who did that because it takes these questions seriously. It's not just some sort of like propaganda piece. It takes them seriously, and I think in that way it is respectful.
Yeah.
And it's a very delicate balance. But Spielberg, he's basically asking questions, and this is a common theme in Spielberg's movies. He actually asks questions about human nature. E.T. like, can we form some sort of bond with someone who is not like us? Or in Schindler's List, can we make a difference, or is in the face of this so much human suffering and human evil? And in Saving Private Ryan, it's like, can we do the right thing even when we're risking our lives to do it? Or even, what is the right thing? It gives the people who don't want to do this, it gives them a voice, and it makes it very clear that they have the reasons for not wanting to. And and that kind of mental and philosophical exercise is just so great, and it takes a lot of guts. And this is a very gutsy film, because it could have like oh, this is too violent, it'll turn people off, but no, Spielberg dives head first in this material and just goes for broke, and it's a great movie. It is a masterpiece.
Yeah, I mean, this era, when he was making films with Schindler's List and Amistad, I mean, he was really fearless in what he was going to show on the screen. And and those 3 movies are all the more powerful.
Oh yeah,
because of it. Even hard to watch, but powerful.
Oh, yeah. So it's a great movie. Definite 4 out of 4. It's
4 out of 4, yes.
It's a great movie.